21 and older. And always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at griswoldpride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Distractions inside our vehicles abound. For many of us, your car, your truck, SUV is truly an office on wheels. For young drivers, the car continues to serve as a social hub, as it has for decades. But now vehicles are not just a mobile party, they also become a spot to place calls, texts, and also with deadly consequences. Every day, distracted driving kills more than 15 people and injures more than 1,200. So, help save lives and don't be distracted when you drive. We have a chance to save a life today, so put your damn phone away. The following is brought to you by Griswold Health and Safety.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
They're not human. They control the Matrix.
SN. Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SN.
Alrighty then.
Good morning.
Alrighty then.
Put your freaking phone away.
Put your freaking phone away. If you're driving, put your freaking phone away. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. God.
You got it?
I think so. How was your morning?
Good. Nice and sunny. The sun's out. Nice and early. Crisp breeze outside.
So far, so good, huh? Yeah. Laura's already come in. She goes, put your damn phone down. Paul? Oh, by the way, if you hear, like, we'll have many sounds of Main Street today because Rich...
Smoking hot.
Rich is, like, in here going, oh, my God, I'm so hot in here. I'm sweating.
I'm in manhole pause.
Manhole pause? But it's like we're literally on the highway.
Yeah.
So
you can hear all the traffic.
But I always liked being here because, and saying live from Main Street because you get the sounds.
It'd be nice to have the window so you can peek. I know the sun would come in, but
we could, but we used to do that before we started video streaming. But with the video stream, it didn't make it look so good because
live.
Yeah, exactly. But what had happened was the light would make it look dark.
Yeah, because it's
which is
shadowing.
Weird.
Yeah,
which is very, very strange. So, all right. So we have Miranda Mahoney from Griswold Pride, which will be in here a little bit, and talking about a national event that happens twice a year, sometimes 3.
Depending on where you are, yeah.
Yeah, well, Miranda's done a third, not a national event, but a local drug take back day, and but this is a drug take back day that's national. It's a national event. It's not just Griswold; it's everywhere.
Right.
It's just about every town is going to have some sort of drug take back event. Nice. So, and for those of you who don't know what a drug take back event is, it's simply a place where you can bring your unused or unwanted drugs.
And every kind of drug, right?
Anything, that could be expired, and you don't want to keep them, whatever. You can bring them to the drug take back event, and they will be properly disposed of. There'll be people from Griswold Pride. There'll be a Connecticut State Trooper. So, we had I was down there one day, and probably donuts too. There was lots of donuts.
Jelly?
Yeah. Yeah, they brought donuts.
I like the cream.
I'm a big jelly donut
Boston
fan.
cream.
I'm a jelly donut fan. And I'm not, not a big Boston cream
sprinkles
fan.
or nothing like that.
No. I like sprinkles on ice cream, but I don't like them on a donut. I don't know why. Weird.
Yeah, you like what you like. Not a.
Some people think it's
Who can judge?
So that's Saturday. Was it 10 to noon, 10 to 1?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah,
and it's a strange, weird kind of competition with other towns.
Really?
Yeah. Let's say, well, how many pounds of drugs did you collect? How many did you collect? And it goes back and forth. And it was a running competition with Putnam for a while, and because we were new, or Jewett City Griswold was new,
Okay.
with the drug take back event, that they would always not have as much as Putnam, but then they started beating Putnam.
Okay.
So
I know I was working a couple of times when they had it in the lobby of the PD, and it's pretty good. Like, people come in and they bring all their grandparents or their parents that have just passed away. They bring the bags and bags of meds that they find, and instead of them just being left somewhere for some kid to play with. So
here's a good question, and I don't know the answer to this. We'll ask Miranda when she comes in. What if someone has got a bag of dirt weed? What is dirt weed, first of all? Is that like laced weed or something?
Say, is that messy, like dirty?
Yeah, I mean, is that like something that's like been laced or infused with some god awful stuff that hurts people?
I was going to ask her too. Is it one of those you're anonymous, like the gun take back? You can bring whatever you want in, and they don't ask who you are.
They do not. I know that they do not ask anybody where they got anything.
Yeah.
And then they go ahead and they take it. And you're on your way.
Mm-hmm.
There was somebody at one point that literally brought a literal case from, I think it was a cancer patient that had passed away, but they had a case of fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine if that got on the street?
Right. That's a great reason why they have this. That's
exactly. Yeah, because they don't want this stuff to get on the streets, whether it's Suboxones or
it could be
whatever. It could be anything.
Yeah, kids love they go to parties and they just take all the drugs and just dump them in a bowl. I've heard.
I can't wait to get that penicillin high.
Yeah, they just mix it all. Look, the rainbow party, and
is that what they call it? Really?
That's what we were taught. And then
that's a mess.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
And you don't know what you're taking. You just take some, and hey, well, see what happens.
That's stupid. That is who.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand.
You get a diarrhea pill or something. Right?
I understand that people, have issues with drugs, and they're sick and they need treatment or whatever. There goes a truck, and they need treatment. But if you're gonna sit there and do stupid stuff like that just because you want to either test fate or just to see what's it gonna do, well, that's not the best decision in the world. I'm thinking.
No, that's why the kids do it.
It's dumb.
They're not thinking.
It's dumb.
Not thinking clearly,
or at all.
Yeah, nothing's gonna hurt them.
So that's Saturday. That's the National DEA Drug Take Back Day. So, but there's much more to it, and Miranda will be able to go ahead and let you know about that when she comes in a little after. She'll be here in a few minutes. So, have you
excellent?
Huh?
Excellent.
I mean, I've seen people drop things off that are like, that's interesting.
Oh, we've been to calls, and do you have a prescription list, and they're depending on what the problem is. That's why they get confused when they took their pills and what they took and this and that. There's so many meds that as you get older, and you take meds to counteract other meds so they don't affect them in another way, and then when they pass away, then you have this whole problem of what do you do with them?
So let's talk. I want to talk about something we haven't talked about in a while, and it's kind of like sections of politics. Where do you fit in society as far as
where do I
follow? What you no, not you, not just people in general.
Yeah.
where does everybody fit? What are their beliefs
Mhm.
and stuff? One of the things that I found out, or at least to me, it seemed like during the pandemic, is everybody got split right down the middle as far as what they believed in or what other people thought they should believe in. And there was a lot of influence, whether it was personal or social media, of what you needed to do or what they thought you needed to do.
Yeah.
And these groups or political groups, they didn't like each other.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with their views. It's like, oh, you got that view? Well, I don't like you.
Yeah, it's one way or the other. Yeah.
And it was affecting, and it does affect friends.
Yeah.
Relatives, families, mothers and sons, fathers and daughters. That's got to get close. Now it's getting way too loud. I mean, it's just, that's the sounds of the season, folks. But, when you have a truck full of chickens going by. Yeah.
Truck full of dirty weed.
Yeah. So, like for example, I know what political party you belong to, and I think you know which one I belong to as well. And I don't think you nor I are extremists at all.
I don't like to think so.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
But there are some people that are, and for example, I to me, an extremist is I believe what I believe, and you should believe it too. And if you don't, then you suck.
Yeah.
Or you're worthless, or you're useless. It happened, during the election. There were a lot of people that were like, Joe Biden, let's go. Joe, he's our man,
and half those people now flipped.
Well, yeah. Well, his approval rating is down below 40%.
It's any president.
Any president, yeah. Then there are people, of course, Trump 2020. I mean, there were kids, literal kids that were going on social media going Trump 2020. Or if you said something that had nothing to do with anything, they'll go, "Oh, you're a Biden supporter. Oh, you're a Trump supporter."
Yeah, and
that kind of started. It would start arguments. Over and over again.
With families, friends, everything.
Well, Dave just said exactly what you just said there. It affects holidays with families because of political beliefs. And when I don't know, I just think when you let your political beliefs damage your family unit,
it's
because
tough.
Guess what?
Yeah, it's tough.
Guess what? In a couple of years, those people that you voted for and were going hey ho for, they're gone.
Yeah,
your family's still there.
Yeah, we had some holidays where Kathy had to literally tell me enough. My mother and I would get into arguments about the whole COVID thing, and
COVID thing or a political thing.
No, COVID, and just COVID specifically. Yeah,
got it. Well, that was part of it.
Yeah,
that was part of it.
Yeah, she's honestly, when I was growing up, my parents would not even tell us how they voted, what political party they were in. They're like, it's none of your business. That's the way we grew up. But
well, I mean, politics are very personal to some people.
I think that was the
as
reason.
Is religion.
Yeah,
So.
I think that was the reason, because they didn't want you to know how they voted and get into a debate or an argument, or because it was personal.
You can debate.
Yeah, back then you didn't really. I mean, I didn't grow up that way. At least we didn't talk about politics that much growing up.
I try to be the person that can disagree and still play in the same sandbox.
Yeah, and honestly, I think COVID was so personal.
Yep,
to a lot of people, and I think the way you were affected by it is really. So I had some friends that we wouldn't talk because they were 100% vaccine, follow the science, this and that. Well, and you get into a debate, and what it ended up coming down to was the way they felt was based on a personal experience with a family member or something.
Yeah. On one hand, you have follow the science. On the other hand, you have follow the money.
Yeah.
So,
and
don't get me wrong, neither Rich nor I are telling you what we believe, or if we haven't.
No.
And we're certainly not telling you what to believe.
My belief is believe what you want to believe, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's your business, and
we could still be friends.
Yeah.
or family members. You know, I mean, because like, there are family members that will say, over what?
Yeah.
Over what? I mean, I had even to a point where I penned a little bit of a letter to somebody who I'm not going to say who, but I had one belief. For example, I mean, yes, I mean, I don't think it's a secret. I did vote for Donald Trump both times personally, but I never shoved it down anybody's throat because it was just my thing. There's this other person who was very much against Donald Trump and was talking about crimes against humanity and Joe Biden's your guy, and now this is well before what's happening now.
Yeah.
Right. And it literally got into an uncomfortable argument.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't a heated argument. It was just very uncomfortable that you're having, you know, this type of talk with this person that you love so much. And it's okay to, you know, to differ, but this is completely off the charts. You know, it's not even just I agree or we agree to disagree.
Yep.
This is like passionate, no, you're wrong kind of conversation. So before I continue, I want to go ahead and read a couple of comments. Daryl Nadu from the Healthy Computer or School Street, Jewett City. Says, when did aligning yourself to a political party make you a far left liberal or a far right extremist? Have we forgotten to be either party but be middle grounded?
Being in one party, you know what I found going to a lot of these committee meetings? Doesn't matter. Your politics are out the window.
It's, you know, small town politics.
Yeah,
people are they're right on the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are Democrats that I probably aligned with more in town here than I did so far with so much with.
Yeah, there's been committee meetings where people in the Democrat Party, you knew they are, but they don't say so. And you just happen to know.
And I'm not that guy that pulled the lever for one political party.
Yeah,
I
didn't.
Yeah,
but they, I agreed with them and some stuff again more than people in my own. It isn't.
Good morning, Court. Court Kinney, still waiting for the day that you come in here and be part of the show. The governments, the people that control the governments and the media have all done a fantastic job of dividing everybody. And it's
100%. Yeah. 125%.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that ad nauseum.
Yeah,
actually. And it's true. And it's one of those, you know, it's one of those, all right, thank you, Captain Obvious kind of statements. But some people, they still don't get it.
No, they still believe everything that they.
Exactly. Oh, it's on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah.
I listen to CNN because they're the truth. I listen to Fox because they're the truth. You know, I listen to. I don't listen to Minarski because he's a jackass. Laura says, I would say a lot of my political views align with the Liberal Party, but I'm not 100% committed to one political party. It really depends on the candidates and what they are doing for the constituents.
Right.
And I think on a local level, that's the general consensus.
Yeah, grassroots level, it is.
Yeah.
I've always liked to see the day where they just get rid of the parties. Just
That'll
you are
never
who
happen,
you.
though.
I know, but I love to see that. Like, you are who you are, and that's it. It's
Tim Hirschberger. What's up, Tim? Common sense has to prevail at some point in time. When will that be?
Common sense ain't so common. That's the problem. That's
very true. Very true. Dave, the political climate in the USA, the past, say, 8 years seems like we are one of those foreign countries who've been at war for thousands of years because of religious beliefs. I never looked at it that way, but I mean, look at the Israelites and the Palestinians.
Pretty much
2,000 years, and they can't agree on anything.
No, they're still bombing each other.
I know. The ignorant idea of what I believe is right and what you believe is wrong is where we seem to be headed, if not already there. I think we're
past that.
Yeah. Victoria the king of all corgis. My best friend of 52 years no longer talks to me because of COVID/politics. And I've heard that from so many people. Evidently, the pandemic turned her into a very strong Democrat and a scientist.
Oh, yes. A lot of people went to medical school during COVID.
Yes.
Yep.
And Laura says common sense has become more like a superpower.
That's why I always believed. I think parties took advantage of COVID. And I think that's where COVID ended up going downhill for the whole country, is when it became politicized. You should keep politics out of medicine in general, or anything like that.
So you know what our stance is and how we do, how we conduct ourselves on the air. And honestly, what we talk about on the air, I know you and I for a fact, is really not a lot different than what we talk about in person.
Yeah. No.
It's not, we're not putting a dog and pony show on, as far as that is concerned.
Yeah.
We try to, and we do, I like to stay right in the middle, even though we have political guests in here. You got to stay in the middle. Like we have Heather Summers in here a lot, right? But I got to stay right down the middle. We will have Heather's opponents on. Like Bob Statchin. I made the guy waffles one day.
Yeah,
he came in. It was just a gimmick. He's like, "Hey, have waffles." So we're eating waffles on the air. So, but it was fun. It didn't mean that I was.
She tends, from at least my experience with her, she tends to be down the middle a lot too. So.
Bob says we need to stay united or divided we fall. That's that's everything right there. That is everything right there. And that is, that's been a mantra here in the United States for forever.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning, and we still can't figure it out.
It makes you wonder, though, we're going backwards to the days where the country first started, where they're going to end up having to, hopefully not violently, but settle.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I want to talk about this today was because I've been getting some heat from some people saying, well, why don't you post my stuff? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And truth be told, because it's so far to the right that it has nothing to do with what we do here. It doesn't fit in our format. It has nothing. Doesn't align with anything that we do here at SNSN.
Okay.
With news and sports. You know what I mean?
News is news, sports.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a podcast or a show that is way over in right field, we're not going to air it. I'm not going to share it. And it's not because, I'm trying to be a jerk. And it's not because I may not, it doesn't mean I don't even like you as a person. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not going to share it because it has nothing to do with what we do here. You don't just throw a random show in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not news.
It's not news. Exactly. So, I get a lot of heat. Like, why don't you do that? Well, you know what? Because it doesn't have anything to do with what we do here. That's like saying, "Oh, you're a football network? Here, play. Put
soccer.
Put the cricket match on." Victoria says, "I have never been politically involved, but with the way things are going, I have agreed to be a delegate for the Republican State Convention. We need a change." Yep. No matter what party you're in. I believe in what you believe, fight for what you believe, but don't fight to where you're making enemies, because it's just freaking politics.
Yeah. And in the end, you still have to all work together.
You still have to work together.
Yeah.
That is true.
Even both parties.
Yeah. It is very true. And then lately I've been getting, and this really bothers me. And this is the last part of my soapbox stand today. Before we invite Miranda Mahoney in and talk about Griswold Pride and actual stuff that means something. There are a lot of organizations, excuse me, that hold events, and they call them Patriot this or that, or Freedom this or that. And if you do not help promote them, then you must be fighting for the opposition. You're the enemy. Yeah.
So to say, you're the enemy.
So to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, Freedom is just that. It is, you believe what you want to believe. That's up to you. Don't shove it down somebody else's throat.
Yeah.
But stay true to who you are.
Well, that's why I think a lot of these groups, doesn't matter if it's BLM or the Freedom Group or all these other groups, they tend to lose traction or what's the word for it? Your core beliefs get lost because what you're saying is not what you're actually doing. You lose track of that.
Right. So there's an event coming up soon. And it's like, the Patriot Summer. Okay. So does it mean I don't love my country because I'm not putting it out there? Does it mean
According
that I
to
don't?
them.
Yeah. Well, that's too.
You don't have a right.
Expletive bad.
You don't have a right to think that.
I know. Well, you should be telling everybody about this. No.
You shouldn't be doing anything.
No. I don't need to be doing that at all.
No.
Victoria says, yeah, but except for the inappropriate stuff I send via messenger. Well, Victoria, the stuff you send is freaking funny. So that's, and I don't care. Send me a political funny joke. I don't care.
Well, it's like it sounds like the group that was up, was that American Industries? Remember that political rally they had?
That was at K&H.
Was it K&H?
It was K&H in Plainfield, yeah.
And it's got nothing to do with the business. But
absolutely nothing.
We were thinking about going to check that out. Then we're like, well, we don't really even know what they're representing. What are they standing for? What are they? So we chose not to go. So
I wasn't against it.
No, we weren't either.
But I wasn't for it either. So I didn't care.
We didn't know either way. So we were not going to get involved in something we did not know about. We didn't know what you were pushing, what they're representing. We were asked to go.
And honestly, the folks at K&H, I applaud them for putting on an event that, for things that they believe in.
Right. Yeah. And actually, it sounded like
they got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. But they got a lot of hate from that. Yeah. People were saying, I'm not going to shop there anymore and everything. I'm like, really? Why?
Well, yeah, why?
Because, so what? Because you may be a Jehovah's Witness and I'm a Catholic, so we can't do business?
Yeah, I know Jehovah's. Don't knock on my door, but I know Jehovah's.
I don't even mind if they knock on my door.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be bothered, but
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what? Lately, because of COVID, they don't go door to door, lately anymore. They'll send you a letter. I'll answer the letter.
You actually write them back?
Yes.
Really?
Sure. Why not? Not against them. That's their belief.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't mean it has to be mine, but it doesn't mean I have to hate them for it either.
Right. And I have friends that are actually Jehovah's. So it's like,
yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So I think the people need to stop taking everything so personal. I think that's what it.
Yeah. David, you're gonna have to. I did see your dad joke last night. What was that? Oh, all right. This is so during my We Love the 80s TikTok live last night. Dave Polino, who comes in here, also frequents the comes in and jams to some 80s music on TikTok with us.
Oh, okay.
Right. So of course he dropped a dad joke last night. And he said, he just typed, "Is that how people laugh in Hawaii? Is it really, really quiet?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, it's like a aloha. Credit Dave Polino on that joke right there. All Credit goes to David Polino, in the group right there. If you didn't like the joke, message him. Aloha. God. All right, so yeah, there's some sort of event this weekend, and it's like, it's it's a no. Am I a patriot? Yes, I love my country. Does it mean that I'm gonna,
you ride your bike?
Put F Biden on my truck because I am? No. And I honestly think that's inappropriate. Driving, with, but some people think it's cool. And that's just my belief. But that doesn't mean we can't go and have a beverage.
Sure, yeah.
That's good coffee.
God's nectar.
Huh?
God's nectar.
Yeah, David, what do people really laugh loud in Hawaii, or is it a low? David, you're a jerk. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Miranda Mahoney from Griswold Pride, and we're actually going to talk about stuff that means something. We're going to talk about the Drug Enforcement Day, Drug Take-Back Day, the DEA Drug Take-Back Day, which is this weekend. We're going to do that right here on SNSN.
Don't just wish for a winning deal, make it Dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish, make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Don't just wish, make it Dish.
The issue of guns and gun ownership has been a white-hot topic locally in the recent past. Is gun ownership for everyone? Maybe. However, if you want to investigate gun ownership, do it the right way by visiting Swamp Yankee Arms on North Main Street, Jewett City. They can assist with consultation and, of course, proper training in regards to gun ownership and use. Swamp Yankee Arms is a community partner. Swamp Yankee Arms. Find them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of Griswold Baseball.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Griswold Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbaum. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Griswold Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons at the all-new Griswold Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Griswold Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always, always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at griswoldpride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
News and information. Voluntown, Lisbon, Moosip, Norwich.
SNSN.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for hanging with us here on this wonderful, beautiful Thursday morning in the borough of Jewett City, in the state of Connecticut, United States of America. Earth.
2 parties under one, you say?
Anyway. All right, going to welcome in, all right, now Miranda Mahoney. Hello, Miranda. How are you?
Good morning.
Thanks for coming by. And
Thanks for having
well, you always come down. Like I always invite you in the last moment, and you always say, "Oh yeah, sure." You come right on down. So thank you for that. This weekend, let's get right into it. This weekend is the national, or one of them, because there's 2 every year. the drug DEA drug take back day. It's going to be Saturday, and if you can tell us about the event.
Sure. So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday, and it's still at the town hall like it is every year, but it's going to be more of a drive through the senior center parking lot instead of in front of the town hall. Just because I think Slater is using the front of the town hall. So it'll be just like when they were doing the food distribution boxes.
I think it's a yard sale, a book yard sale and stuff they're doing. Yeah.
So you can still pull in the front of the town hall, but you're going to follow straight and drive through to the senior center. We'll be set up over there. We'll be with one of our troopers. I think we have a couple volunteers coming, one for Matt's mission, and I think maybe Todd might be stopping by too, which I'm excited to see.
Todd Babbitt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. We haven't seen Todd in a while.
Yeah. So we have, we'll be collecting the meds from 10 to 2. Any prescription, over the counter, pet meds, vitamins that you need to clean out that medicine cabinet and get rid of safely. Don't flush, don't throw them out. Bring them to us and we'll dispose of them that day. They go straight to the DEA after they leave here, and they'll be incinerated later.
So they take pet meds too? Really?
Yeah. See, I didn't even know that.
No, I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Yes.
Why would
Never
they take
crossed
pet
my
meds?
mind.
Yeah. Why would they take pet meds? I mean, is that something that is risky to get out into?
Well, anything can contaminate water, contaminate, ground or whatever.
What I was thinking, basically people getting it, for, some sort of high. I don't think could you do that with pet
before
meds,
you could do that before. Now there's so many regulations where I don't think they can prescribe opioids. But yes, in the past, legit people would bring their dog or their pet in and get opioids for them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never ever heard that.
Weird. Wow.
Yeah, when it was first bad and before all the regulations came into place with prescription opioids. So
what is the drug take back events have been 5 years?
Since we've started doing, our first one was April of 2015.
That's 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have collected a total of 1,900 pounds so far. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, we should hit our 2,000 mark for sure.
So what's the prize if the town wins?
We were talking about the little battles between like us and Putnam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
ice cream
Putnam,
bragging rights.
I mean, Putnam has a 24-hour box up there, so but they still collect a lot even through their drive-thrus. So yeah.
What was the reason behind this? I mean, what was the thought process? Say, hey, let's do a drug take back.
When drug take back day started, this was God, I don't know. I was up in Putnam when that started, probably 4 or 5 years before we started here in 2015. It was very much the majority of people abusing drugs were, started out with prescription opioids. So if you were a fentanyl, or they were not even fentanyl back then, heroin user, you most likely started out, I think the stat at that time was like 3 out of 4, heroin users started out using prescription drugs they got from a doctor. So it was like, let's clean those medicine cabinets out, because now people were going, shopping for through people's medicine cabinets looking for prescription opioids at that time. So we had to create awareness that, don't flush them, clean them out, lock them up at home. And that the DEA, started this program. So that was the premise behind that.
David says people used to, and I don't know, they still do special K or ketamine.
Oh, geez. I mean, I haven't heard of that around here locally recently. I'm sure it's still out there, but like I said, pretty much every illicit drug now on the market has a chance of having fentanyl in it from being cross-contaminated somewhere along the packaging line. If your dealer, weighed their heroin or their fentanyl first and then went into weighing their crack and cocaine and something, it's going to be contaminated with fentanyl. And honestly, I work with Uncas Health District, and we're part of an overdose mapping committee, and we use real-time data from EMS to track overdoses in our state. And last year, 2021, 38% of the fatal overdoses in Connecticut was due to fentanyl with crack cocaine. 38%. The year prior to that, it was probably 5%.
Yeah.
So it's really scary what's happening out on the illicit drug market.
Marijuana right now too, right?
It's not as common. Crack cocaine is very common, and pretty much all street level pills are fentanyl. It's not what you're thinking. There was just the confiscation, I think in Rhode Island, of Adderall. It wasn't Adderall, it was fentanyl. So these kids, teens are more likely to use Adderall.
Yeah.
And that's scary stuff because that could kill a lot of kids.
Why do dealers do that? Because, obviously money. But
Some dealers do it. Some is just cross-contamination and it's not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there probably are some out there that do that on purpose, too. They're creating a whole new customer,
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy stuff.
So just reach out to us.
There was one time I remember down at the drug take back day, somebody brought in, it was a case of fentanyl. Remember that?
Fentanyl, yeah. It was former cancer, a cancer patient that had passed away, and it was their child, and
we talked about that.
Yeah, it was strips.
Yeah.
No, it
was liquid.
Patches? It was liquid.
It was liquid fentanyl. It was a case of it. The trooper was like, "Oh my goodness!" And he locked it right up, right in his car when we took it.
It's like a pinpoint of that.
That was like early in the drug take back days.
Yeah.
2015.
I don't know why that stuck with me. I just remember that.
But they've done a lot of work where doctors are now, or even they're having a hard time even giving it to patients.
Yeah.
So.
They loosened it up a little bit because I think the CDC realized there are still people legit in pain that need their meds. So they did loosen them up a little bit. But yeah, for a few years, if you went to the ER and broke a bone, you were only leaving with a 3-day supply of opioids.
Yeah.
That was it. So.
But even doctors were losing their licenses.
Yeah.
Not doing stuff correctly under the new regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And then they investigated and found from the past that they were possibly loading or getting, because they got money for giving people the medication. So the doctor. So kind of like a bonus.
Great. There's we talked about, I just wanted to, last time you were here, there's something that people have been purchasing at Tractor Supply.
Yeah, xylazine. So that has been found. So in 2021, Griswold, Jewett City, we had 10 fatal overdoses.
In a week?
In a year. Fatal in a year.
Fatal.
So, and out of those 10, 4 of them included xylazine. So xylazine is a cutting agent, a very cheap cutting agent that you can pick up at Tractor Supply. It's an animal tranquilizer. So that is of concern because, again, the year prior to that, there was probably none, So this is a new substance being mixed in with a fentanyl that is killing people because that's not responsive to Narcan. It's not an opioid. So
to me, it just seems like it's flat up murder.
That's starting to charge him with.
If you're doing, for example, if you're knowingly putting stuff in, as a cutting agent, and it.
We actually had a case in Waterford where the dealer they backtracked.
Yeah.
And the dealer got charged with manslaughter.
The thing I think with xylazine is you don't know, your dealer might have just put a little bit in to cut it, but what about the dealer before that? How many chains did it go through and how much xylazine was, added in? And I think that's true of any substance that's used to cut with. So.
What is the biggest, most important pressing issue these days when it comes to drug prevention, mainly with, say, the under 18 crew?
Mental health.
Okay.
Mental health is our number one avenue right now. So it's, a protective factor. It's a risk factor. So we're looking. I think the field of prevention is going to be changing. Substance use prevention is going to be shifting slowly towards ACEs, and ACEs are adverse childhood experiences. And we are going to start to look at preventing those to prevent adult substance use down the road. The kids who experiences ACEs, any types of trauma, their brains are affected by that trauma as a child. And so now to develop the skills as an adult that they need, it's not as easy for them. So when you look at an adult substance user, you're going to see a lot of ACEs in their history if you did a screening on them. So the more ACEs that you can mark off that you've had, the more likely you are to make, and it's not just substance use. It could be, low income. It could be heart problems. ACEs affect every realm of our being.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be moving in that direction. It's coming from our grantees. We're getting pumped with a ton of workshops coming from the federal level on ACEs. So I see that slowly progressing to a shift in substance use prevention. Which is a good thing, because now we're getting to the root causes of the problem. Like, listen, we will still do drug take back days. We're going to limit access to youth substances as much as we can. But if we can get to that root problem, that'll make a huge difference.
And that's part of what the organizations like you and Matt's mission are all about is keep looking and looking and looking till you find the root cause, and then work from there. So,
so the ACEs would they screen them somewhere?
Yeah, there would have to be multiple screening. There's a lot of things to go into it. CDC just released a toolkit for all of us coalitions to take a look at to see what we're doing, where we can improve on ACEs work. So that'll be coming for Griswold Pride. I mean, we're heading into our last year funding in October, so that means we'll have to reapply for a competitive grant for the following year. So I think that if we get funded for our second round of Drug-Free Communities funding, I think our second round, years 6 through 10, will be focused on ACEs.
Okay. Well, that's
interesting.
That's a good thing. I mean, what is one thing that they're not doing that you wish they would or focus on?
For
adolescents, kids.
I mean, right now, we have such a good thing going. Prevention is integrated in all three of our schools. And it's not just substance use prevention, mental health promotion. We're working with the high school right now, and the Student Leadership Committee is planning a mental health awareness fair during the Mental Health Awareness Week, National Mental Health Awareness Week. And we got some really good things, cool things planned for the kids that day. And it's the first one we've ever done. So that's a huge, win for us. May 13th.
Okay.
We're bringing in Mara's Menagerie so they can have some goat snuggles during their day.
Goat snuggles?
Yes.
Have you ever been to a goat snuggle event?
I've hung out with a couple goats and they didn't snuggle.
Oh, dude,
they like to nibble.
Dude, there are
they chewed on my car.
Farms. There are farms that have little goat snuggles.
Well, they train the goats to snuggle.
You pay it. Well, maybe, but they're pretty friendly animals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're friendly. They just like to chew a lot.
They do like to chew.
Yeah,
keep your hoodies holes away.
Yeah,
but they'll come out. I mean, you pay a certain amount of money, and you're just kind of hanging around with all the goats, and some are affectionate, some are not. And I had one. His name was Henry. It was on. You had to walk him. It was goat nanny day,
really?
And we would walk him around and. You get a bag of treats, and that's all they really wanted was, the treat itself. But it was fun. It was what a great idea, because that was just a moment of
yes, a little moment of zen for the kids.
Yeah.
But it's bringing awareness that it's okay to say, you're having mental health issues. Who isn't these days? Who isn't?
Oh, well, I was just gonna ask. What's the difference today?
Oh gosh.
I mean,
it's huge.
But I mean, what are they calling mental health problems? What are they calling? Because the way everything is today, it's like everybody's a little cuckoo. I mean, so what do you?
Anxiety. I mean, so
anxiety, I think, is the biggest thing.
It's a huge thing,
and
honestly,
normal.
All of us right now, because we lived through a pandemic, all of us have an ACE. It's a community.
So strike one.
A community trauma, because we lived through a pandemic. We all have one now. So all these kids have at least one ACE moving forward, and we know there's many more, but it's just something that the impact of the pandemic is just starting to be seen on the mental health and the overdose aspect. And
it'll get worse.
Yes, it'll get worse before it gets better. But if we can start talking about it and showing these kids that they're not alone, I think that'll make a huge difference. So breaking that stigma, of mental health is going to be number one.
Are they identifying and helping them afterwards?
research.
Teaching them how to deal with it versus.
So the high school, they have their advisories are now turned into SEL, social emotional learning. And they have a really great system. They brought in, actually, the district brought in a consultant this year. And so they're really building some great SEL infrastructure at each school. And at the high school, their advisory lessons focus on a healthy habit of the mind. And so the kids are learning about it through their advisory, and then they're applying that healthy habit of the mind throughout the next month. And when the staff recognizes either a major improvement in that healthy habit of the mind, or maybe just exemplary behavior of that habit, they're getting rewarded from us with a wellness bag. And it's really cool to see how that transpired from just like a simple idea of an advisory lesson, but now the teachers are implementing it in their content, their curriculum content, and not just an advisory. So it's not being a separate thing, it's being integrated into their content curriculum at the school.
One of the things you mentioned is stigma. Like, it always gets mentioned, actually. The stigma of drug addiction. Now you're talking about the stigma of mental health. Are a lot of these diseases just past societal norms, where it's more so far the stigma? Because people are, especially kids, they're influenced by what their friends are doing, or what their friends are feeling, or what they're going through, that they almost vicariously feel they got to do the same thing themselves. I mean, are you finding that to be a problem? Or was it mostly is it the stigma of it all?
Oh yeah, the stigma will definitely affects everybody, whether it's substance use or whether it's mental health. So if we can, I think that's step number one is, trying to work on that, because if knowing that they're not alone is going to make a huge, huge difference in them getting and seeking treatment.
Got it. Rich, what do you got?
A lot. I'm trying not to talk.
Well, no, if you got something,
she needs to get her message up. You see a lot of the kids today. Some of you seem a lot more emotional than when we were growing up, I think. And today, I think the stigma has kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah, I think we've made improvements.
They all seem to be talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think a lot of the stigma has gone away, but I think it's the cause is a lot more
for mental health.
Right.
Okay.
Well, all the above, I think, really, because the mental health goes into the future of substance abuse and everything. So that's how they learn to deal with it unhealthily. But I think one of the things our society's going away from is, okay, you have anxiety. That's normal. Everybody's got anxiety. But how you're dealing with the anxiety is not being as taught or dealt with as much as we used to do in the past. So I think that, like, sports, outside activities, we used to do all that, and well, you see it now today.
Yeah,
it's not as common as it used to be. So I think, in a way, I feel that we need to teach kids that anxiety you're going to have the rest of your life.
I think for kids have forgotten how to have fun.
Right. And so you have anxiety from, you got homework at school. Today, it seems to overload a lot of kids. Like, I'm too anxious. I got home, this and that. So no, just do your homework and you have fun afterwards. And
yeah, and
that's life.
Social media, I think, plays a huge.
I think it's 99% of the problem.
Yeah,
honestly, with a lot of teenagers.
Yes, I agree.
And they're going to learn more about that on May 15th.
What an interesting segue. So the
15th, right?
The DEA Drug Take Back Day is this weekend, Saturday. But there's another event as well, which the both of you really are collaborating on. And who wants to take the lead on this one?
Okay. So the Public Health and Safety Committee for the town, which all three of us are on.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this an illegal meeting?
Yeah.
We have a quorum.
So we are planning a human trafficking training for the community on May 15th from 4 to 6 p.m. It's at the Griswold Firehouse. And Rich will be leading the training, but this is a really great opportunity. So when you think of human trafficking, most people think of, somebody of what's that movie? Taken. Like somebody's physically taken and that's not what's going on locally.
I will find you.
Yeah, that's not what's going on locally. They're being groomed over social media. They're
Whatever
being
you do,
groomed on the
not,
internet.
do not start the event by saying, I have a particular set of skills. I will find you.
Actually,
and I will kill
now,
you.
now that you mentioned it, that's
Anyway, I'm sorry, Miranda.
Yeah. No, so it's just we want to bring awareness to that. It's not that what's happening. And it's happening under our noses, like as a parent. You know, predators are on the internet locally. Their UCFS has a local human trafficking counselor that specializes in this because it's happening locally. So it's parents should be aware of what's going on and learn the skills to monitor their child's social media. Really,
right.
I have a question, and either one of you, I'm sure, could answer this. So you have a child, teenager, social media all the time. You try to have that conversation about human trafficking, or you try to broach it in a different way to kind of get there. You get nothing but a brick wall. How do you start that conversation?
It's communication, trust. Build that trust. I tell my son, you can tell me anything you want. Anything. I'm not going to get pissed. Just talk to me. And he does most of the time, I think, but you never know. So what I've learned, you can only teach them so much, and hopefully they're going to.
So
get them locked in a car, go for a drive, and there's no escape.
Well, you know, I want to, there's something that kind of happened, but didn't happen too. There was an ad for kittens, and my daughter wanted a kitten. I mean, bad. So she took it upon herself to call the phone number for the kitten. And they were selling them for like $400 off of Facebook. But then all of a sudden, the guy says to her, you can have it for $50. And then he says, and we'll get you the cat today. And so I said to her, I said, where is this person? Well, here's his phone number. It was a Colorado phone number. And I called him up. And I said, and he says, oh, is this her boyfriend? And he was in a foreign accent. And I went, no. And I said, how are you telling this young lady that you're going to have the cat today? I said, you have a Colorado phone number. He goes, well, it's my business. Can I not have a Colorado phone number? I said, no, it's odd. I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, so where's the cat? Pennsylvania. I said, okay. She goes, and he literally said, he goes, well, I do have the address that it needs to go. I went, okay. And I said to the guy, I said, look, I said, I'm going to tell you right now. I said, I'm her father. I'm not her boyfriend. And I don't want to see you come near us. And he was like, but she wanted a cat. I said, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, don't come anywhere near this place. I said, and then there were other words, but but to me, that just seemed danger, Will Robinson, danger. And now here's a 15-year-old that gets lured into the love of having a kitten. You know, and now all of a sudden, somebody from Colorado via Pennsylvania going to get a cat to Eastern Connecticut.
Yeah.
Well, same thing. Like Kathy's son, a couple years ago, he likes selling stuff on Facebook, yard sale, I think it's called. A couple years ago, he's like getting ready to walk out the door. It's dark out, and we're like, "Where are you going?" It's like, "Oh, I'm selling my game system."
Yeah.
Someone on Facebook Marketplace meeting me down the road, and he's gonna buy it from me. You're not going by yourself.
Yeah.
But that's how they get you. This kid is willing to walk out of the house and dark out to go sell his game system. And you don't know who you're selling it to.
There's a way you had told me that they utilize
standing on the side of the road with kids.
Yeah. What about signs?
Yeah, the signs all over the place. Buy this, buy that, flip your mortgage, call us at this number. Could be anything. We're not even just talking about kids, older people too.
We're in a really high risk area with the casinos.
Yep.
So there's a lot of it going on.
I know one of our former resident troopers was telling me some crazy stuff, like, trainings that he took on it and what actually happens, during events at the casinos. They can shop basically for women down on the floor from up above.
That's actually part of the presentation that we're going over. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's like a yard sale of who do you want?
The Super Bowl is, I think, the number one.
Number one, wherever the Super Bowl is going to be,
Yeah.
that's where the highest rate of trafficking is taking place.
Jesus.
And one of the other things is the dark net in the background.
The dark net?
Yeah. So I was at work one day and one of the detectives came down and he's like, hey, pull this up, and we're looking. And you
talking about the dark web?
Yeah, dark net, dark
Yeah,
web.
okay.
And you can actually go on the sites and decide which one you want to purchase at the time, and you can just purchase them at that point and they'll be delivered. Or you can go to the casino or something and at the hotels and stuff.
Your wife just popped up and said, we've been followed around in Walmart. And
Yeah, she was. She sent me pictures one night when I was working. Yep.
See, I'm the guy that will just stop, turn around, and go, "What? What do you want?"
Well, the problem was she had her daughter.
Because they don't want
with her.
attention.
Yeah, part of them was she had her daughter with her too. So, and biggest thing with us is honesty. We're being honest with them. This is what's taking place, showing them real time things, showing them this is really what's happening, and hopefully scaring them enough to be a little bit more aware of what's really taking place.
Yeah.
So that's part of the president. Like, we don't want to scare you too much, but we're going to be honest. This is what's happening. This is what's taking place. It's for kids. Bring your kids. Especially, I hope. They need to be. They're not going to listen to parents. We know that.
They may not even listen to you, but maybe
Probably not. Hey, but we do our
if
best.
they're there, at least
they can see it.
They've made a decision. Say, okay, I'll listen to them.
Right. So hopefully, we want to at least have somewhat of a registration. Just get a number of how many people are possibly coming. Hopefully, have some goodies or fiddles you can munch on a little bit while you're listening. Hopefully, a little bit.
I like snacks.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of snacks.
And the whole thing is free.
Yeah.
No cost.
So that's going to be at the
Griswold Fire
15th,
Department.
May 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May 15th, 4 to 6.
Griswold Fire Department.
Griswold Firehouse. Yep.
That's on 138.
Yes.
Okay. Because there could be a lot of time you gotta
take off.
I got a meeting at 10. I got
Gotcha.
a lead.
It's funny because we talked about that, and I said, about when you can get here after you drop your son off and stuff like that. And I'm like, and she says, I say only 15, 20 minutes. She goes, I got about 30 minutes, and then I just never show up.
That's 45.
And then next thing you know, we were 45 minutes. So thank you, Miranda, very much.
Thanks
coming
for
in.
having me.
No, anytime. That's a pleasure to have you in here. So
thanks for the goods.
Yeah, no problem. So Drug Take Back Day this Saturday, 10 to 2, Town Hall, Senior Center, drive-through, convenient, drop off.
Any drugs.
Honestly, it's
drugs,
anonymous. So
Yeah,
you want to
that's what I
throw
was
in,
asking earlier.
marijuana, whatever.
Yeah.
It's anonymous. Most people come, their stuff's already bagged up, and we just put it in our
unused, unwanted, expired, anything.
Yep.
Good. All right. Drug Take Back Day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miranda.
Yep.
All right. It's Miranda Mahoney from Griswold Pride.
And a little PSA today:
Perfect.
the fire danger is high.
The fire danger is high. Okay, and the stranger danger is even
Stranger
higher.
danger, fire danger. It's all
the same thing.
It's all high.
So we've had some interesting conversations today. Between what we talked about with Miranda and getting into drug trafficking and being far right and far
Very happy
left
conversations
and,
today.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, not a lot of puppies and unicorns today. That's for sure. So a couple of things. Number one, we have a baseball game on this afternoon. That'll be at Griswold High School. It's Griswold against Lyman Memorial. It's a home game. That will be on SNSN right here at 3:45. That's today. Tomorrow night, we actually have a ball game scheduled for Dodd Stadium.
Really?
Yes.
How'd that work out?
Well, it's excuse me. It's the Jewett City Juniors, which is the step above Little League.
Oh.
Against the Plainfield Juniors. So this is their first year, really. They're playing on the larger 60-90 field.
Wow.
Because usually they play in the 40-60 field, right? 60 feet from home base, first, second, third, right? So now this is going to be the first time. And they're going to play at Dodd Stadium.
Wow.
And it's a preliminary, it's a game, but it doesn't really. I mean, there's no
like
it's bragging rights. It's Jewett City against Plainfield.
Okay,
it's strictly bragging rights. Because the Little League opening day is Sunday. Excuse me, Sunday.
So it's kind of like a scrimmage.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a game. They're going to try to win.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're going to be. It's not all It's not for training. They want to beat each other.
Yep.
So, and that's going to be at Dodge Stadium. We're going to have that live here, or honestly, go to the game live at Dodge Stadium. If you've never been to Dodge Stadium, it gives you that big game feel.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
And it's local, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, where else can you get that big game feel?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It is cool. It really is cool.
The kids will love it.
The
kids will love it. That's
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play on the big field.
Sweet.
The same field like many major leaguers today, or before had played on.
Yeah.
Well,
minor league field.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good deal for the kids. So that is going to be Friday night, right here on SN. Like I said, opening day for Jewett City Little League is Sunday. I get to throw out the first pitch. But I was asked, and I'm extremely thrilled and honored that they asked me to do it. But I'm also gonna have it done with other people of the broadcast team. You won't even be around, or will you be around
tonight?
Sunday afternoon.
Good question.
So, John Harden, I mean, you've been part of the broadcast team. But anyway, we're going to throw the first pitch out.
Be around.
Throw the first pitch out.
May first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Mayday.
What time is that?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Probably around noon.
But I'll be around.
Right down there. Okay.
Actually, I'll just be waking up about that time. So yeah, perfect. I work midnights the night before.
So we're all gonna we'll throw the first pitch out to ceremoniously open up the Little League season. So
cool.
And I'm really honored that the Little League has actually done that and allowed us to do that. So that's really cool. I really appreciate that. What else is happening?
See that
You got
actually same day is first day of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Something May 1st.
There you go.
Just saw that because it popped up on my calendar.
It's also Wiccan New Year.
Is it?
Yeah.
No kidding. That's cool. What do you want to brew up?
I don't know, but look up the maypole and see what the maypole's really all about. Then that's another conversation all together. So it's a day of fertility.
Oh.
So what do you think the maypole's about?
I'm in.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
All right, so that's what's going on. And we hope you guys hang out and enjoy us today and we will enjoy you if you hang out with some of the stuff. So anyway, thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you enjoyed the conversation with Griswold Pride and other things that we had today. We try to keep everything relevant, to our
relevant
community.
today.
Definitely relevant, not just to our community, but
everywhere. Yeah,
all over the country and all over the world. Really, especially with the DEA drug take back event. That's everywhere. That's not just here in our little corner of the woods. So, all right, we will see you soon.
Giddy up.
Have a good day, everyone.
Enjoy.
And enjoy yourself.
Are you looking to simplify the complicated things in life? Insurance can seem daunting, like a task for the must-do list, not the want-to-do